Did you know it took Converse 100 years to accept their fate and finally make a durable shoe made for skating? Granted, skating is pretty young, but skating and Converse are hand in hand, and Converse has been there since the birth of skating. It's like the bad baby daddy that's there and around, but it doesn't really want to accept you until it's finally socially appropriate to do so, and you're old enough to kind of hold your own. You don't really need the daddy, and then he's like, oh, like, what's up? Like, I can make some money off you. Like, what's good, dude? That's kind of how I see Converse and skating. Now, Converse has two bold new claims about why you should buy the skate line instead of your normal Chucks. A more durable upper, a more comfortable and impact resistant insole, and it's lightweight enough for you to keep up on or off your board. So we're going to destroy this shoe, compare it to its cheaper cousin Chuck, and see if Converse skate shoes are actually better for skating or if it's just a mega marketing machine in action again, and if you should really be buying the skate shoes and just ditch the normal Chucks. So let's tear into these shoes and see if the skate specific one is actually better than your normal cheaper Chuck. So the brand is Converse, the style is the Chuck Taylor All-Star. The price is $65 and it's $60 for just the low top version. It's made in Vietnam and the positioning from the website says, together since 1908. They're the basketball shoe that became a cultural icon, adopted by you as a symbol of creativity and independence, and you've loved them every step of the way. Your original favorite, the Chuck Taylor All-Star. Now if we move to this shoe, so the brand is Converse Cons, which is the skating side of Converse. The style is the One Star Pro Suede. They're $75, so $10 more than normal Chucks and $15 more than Chuck Lows. They're made in Vietnam, and the positioning from the website of this says the counterculture classic, reborn for your skateboard. Style or performance? The One Star Pro gives you both. Cons recalibrated the alternative favorite for your skateboard. Not only is it durable, but it's ultra comfortable and lightweight to keep up with you on or off your board. I love it. As soon as things get skating, it's like, this is the counterculture, you punks. We're so with it. We're not a giant multi-million-dollar corporation owned by Nike. We're counterculture and still like sick with you guys. That's every skate shoe has that from these big brands. So let's throw them through these tests to see how they perform. So the first test, which is the easiest test, is the weight and flexibility, because there's a pretty big difference in both of these. If we weigh the Chucks, they come in at 11.9 ounces, which is pretty light. And if we weigh the One Star Pro, it comes in at 15.8 ounces. So it's heavier, even though it's a low top and looks like it might not be. You can definitely tell, like this, it feels like nothing. This is substantial. Now, if we go to something, the shape, you can see here that Chucks are super duper pointy as it is. Like they're borderline clown shoes with how pointy they are. And just look at this, like look at the One Star Pro. It looks pointier, like it goes to the toe and like gets even smaller. I don't know if that's just the toe cap making it look smaller, but like, look at that. It's like, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look like how your feet are shaped. Like who has feet that go like, bleh? But they're both super duper long and pointy. This shoe fits even pointier than this shoe when it's on foot. My surrogate skater that I had doing this said the exact same thing. He's like, this one, it's hard to size. Like in normal Chucks, I go down 1 to 1.5 sizes almost to fit into them. These are gonna be the exact same way. I'd recommend trying these on before you buy them, both of them, if you've never skated Chucks before. So if we go to the first and very important part of this shoe is the upper, because upper durability means everything for skating. How long it's gonna last, are you gonna kick through it in one day? Because you're just rubbing it against sandpaper all day, every day. What are the materials? So the Chuck has the classic canvas upper and the rubber toe cap. So the One Star Pro has durable rubber-backed suede upper for that classic One Star look and feel. That's from the website. And you can see a big chunk of rubber poking through with this suede here. It would actually be sick if this is like the whole thing. I've seen a couple shoes where they have like, in those New Balances and like Vans, they have like rubber back in the whole thing. So that would actually be cool if that works. Now, if we're like grading and taking measurements of this suede, it comes in at 1.5 millimeters thick. It all burns like real leather. There's no fake leather on the outside of this at all. But I was actually dissecting it apart to see how much rubber you actually get under here. And the toe section is actually covered. Like you get a pretty big chunk in this whole toe right here. But unfortunately, I was doing the star part and you can see that it's not real. Like it doesn't even go all the way to right. Like this zone right here is where you ollie. Like right here and right here. This zone, I mean, it helps to have some rubber there, but like why would it just end right there? It ends at the most important spot. It's literally just for show to be like, yeah, we have rubber in there. It stops at the most important part, but we have rubber in there. Look at that. Like how much more could it have been to just extend that rubber a little bit? Like that couldn't have been crazy amount of money for, you know, $75. Come on. So it's good and bad. It's good they have the toe covered, but this is pointless and I don't like it. Like they might as well have just not done it. I hate that. It looks like you have something that you don't. That's like what I hate in every shoes. That's what we all hate here at Rose Anvil, is like faking it. So if we go to the most important tests, the abrasion tests, because if you have ever skated any canvas shoes ever, you know that one ollie can put a hole in your shoes. So what our abrasion test is it's called the Martindale abrasion test. We cut a sample of the shoe out. We cut a sample of Mob Griptape. I use Mob Grip Tape because I think it's the grippiest grip. The machine then rubs the sample of the shoe on the grip tape, goes in a circle and also spins it around. So it's a really good test to see how durable your shoes actually are. After we set the test up, I set it for 500 cycles and kind of come back each 500 to see how much material's lost, how long it lasts. And I'm really curious about the canvas. So I set it for 500 and I kept a close eye on it because I had a feeling it wasn't going to be very durable, and it's not. It only lasted 50 cycles. So grand total, you're going to have 50 ollies, 50 kickflips, which is like 30 minutes maybe of skating that this will actually last. But if we take it to the 1-Star Pro, so I came back after 500 and it was still around, but it only lasted 686, which is pretty low. We also tested that rubber backer that's in there and it lasted about 200. So you get about 800 in there. It's not the greatest. These bigger companies kind of have suede that's all over the place. Like we've seen around this range, and like iPath and New Balance and Nike's had some. So it's a little bit low. I like to see over 1,000 for every skate shoe because, you know, the longer it lasts, the better it is. Still kind of low, better than the canvas. But to kind of help this problem, welcome to what I like to call the Rose Anvil employee shop corner, where everyone at Rose Anvil is super talented and we all have our side businesses. And we're able to like use all the machines, use all of our resources here at Rose Anvil to make our own businesses. So one business I actually started to help save your skate shoes is called Patchworks, where I have these little pig suede patches. They lace into your shoes. You cut them off, you glue them down. It's to save your shoes because pig suede is one of the most abrasion resistant materials we've ever tested. And it sucks if you buy a shoe and you go through it like in 2 or 3 weeks, you already have giant holes and you gotta put like duct tape on them. Duct tape ruins your grip tape, whole thing. Or you can just shoe glue it, but also shoe glue also I feel like kind of ruins your grip tape. So what I did, I made these patches. You just lace them in, glue them down. They can actually even make your non-skate shoes skatable. Like my friend saved his Chuck 70s that had a giant hole in them with this little patch. You can either lace them up or cut your own shape, whatever you want to do. You get 5 patches and a tube of shoe glue to attach everything to it. So if you really want to like, you're sick of your shoes falling apart and the upper's not being very good, just grab a couple patches. I'll link everything down below. Shout out to Rose Anvil for allowing me to do this and kind of like start this and letting all the employees start their own businesses. I'm sure they'll come along and plug their own at some point, but you know, double the life of your skate shoe upper. And if you use code MAKEMELASTLONGER, you get 10% off of your order, because I just think that's funny, you shoe beating freaks. So anyways, enough of that. If we go to the inside, there's a couple big differences in the inside. You might like, you might hate, I don't know. But on the Chucks you go. We actually have a couple old Chucks here. On the Chucks, there's kind of 2 styles of normal Chuck inside you're gonna get. And I would highly recommend that if you look into your Chucks that you have and they have this sneaker awful like foamy textile lining, don't buy those. Get rid of those ones. Bad. The Chucks are 100% lined with canvas. They actually have this dedicated canvas counter cover. It's a good touch because that's where your shoes wear out first every time. So having more material there is pretty good. They have a little rubber internal counter here as well, which is kind of cool. But if you go to the 1-Star Pro, you can see that it looks like it has a leather collar, but it's fake, which I don't love. Like it feels gross. It kind of chafes your ankle. I don't love fake leather. Like I honestly would have just preferred canvas. It's pretty much just plastic around your ankle. And then they also have this like microfiber feeling material in here, which is kind of simulating like what suede would do. I can kind of get it. It's like they wanted to be softer and smoother, but they're both just fake leather. It's pretty much just like putting plastic around your ankle. It's not gonna be as breathable as like normal leather or even canvas. I think both would greatly benefit from real suede or real leather counter cover and lining. I don't like that they did this to the 1-Star Pro. They also have the added elastic bands in the tongue, which these do not have. This is like a key feature for skating because it sucks. Your tongue is all over the place if you don't have those bands. But if we move to one of their biggest claims is the insole and the insert. And Chucks actually have a kind of a cool insert. So if we look at the normal Chuck insole, it's semi-removable. As you can see, I've just ruined it a little bit by pulling it out there, but it's kind of dual density. It has like this softer open cell foam with a really dense like wedge on the back of the heel. And if we go to the 1-Star Pro, it says it has a removable CX foam cushioning. It provides next level impact absorption. So if we check the durometers to see how soft and how hard they are, so the Chucks, this open cell foam comes in at 17 Shorey and the bottom comes about 25 Shorey. So this one's really soft and this one's definitely firm. Like you can feel it's firmer. And the 1-Star Pro, the whole thing just comes in at 25 Shorey and it just feels like way more dense than the other. It kind of feels like that New Balance Absorb foam. But if we run our ball drop and bar drop test to see how responsive and cushioning they are, on the ball drop test, the Chucks bounce up 11.8 inches and the 1-Star Pro bounces up 15.6 inches. And if we flip it around and run the heavier bar drop test to see how much it cushions, normal Chucks bounce up 3.25 inches and the 1-Star Pro bounces up 3 inches. So it actually it gives you a little more response and cushioning because bar drop test, you actually want a lower number because any of that impact going back up is going straight into your knees and your hips when you skate, and that sucks. So that is actually an upgrade. That's kind of sick. I'd much prefer this insole to this normal Chucks one, even though the normal Chucks one is pretty sick. The normal Chucks, you can see it here, they have like this fuzz on them all around this edge here. It's like rubber here and fuzzy everywhere else. And that is to skirt them past customs and import laws and like these crazy fees because they're technically classified as a slipper when they have this fuzz and not a shoe. And the fuzz is bad. I hate it. That's like one of my least favorite things about Chucks. You go to the 1-star pros, they don't. It's just your normal Converse outsole. But if we check the durometers, the hardnesses of them, on the normal Chucks, the bottom comes in at 70 Shore, and the toe right here kind of comes in at 72 Shore. And on the 1-star pros, the bottom comes in about 60 to 65, and the toe also comes in about 60 to 65. So that means that the 1-star pro rubber is actually going to be softer and more grippy, but it's not going to last as long as the harder Chucks rubber. So it's kind of like a balancing act of like, what do you want? Do you prefer more grip in skating, or do you want it to last longer in skating? So it's kind of a toss-up. I would prefer more grip, I think. But there's one big thing to consider with this foxing is that the foxing protects the upper a lot, especially in skating. And these OG Chucks, it does all of the heavy lifting because there's no abrasion resistance at all. So if I measure how tall the actual foxing is, the Chucks come in at about 28 to 29 millimeters, and the 1-star pros come in about 33 to 35 millimeters, which may not seem like a huge difference. This is one good instance where size does matter. Even millimeters matter, because every millimeter here adds weeks to the durability of the actual leather upper. So that's kind of sick. I do like a much higher taped. It's like our Warsaw collar that we put out. That thing is taped up to, you know, yay high. So far it looks like it's vaguely upgraded. It's still like, there's still some marketing stuff going on here. So let's cut it in half and see what else is in here, because that's where these big companies, especially Nike-owned companies, can get away with some shady stuff. All right, so we got it cut in half. Make sure to, go like and subscribe and leave a comment or something. It's the easiest way to support us when we're cutting all these shoes in half. We cut like $500 worth of shoes in half every week, so you can see what you're actually spending your hard-earned money on and which shoes you should actually buy for what. If someone's just scamming you and faking it, and I don't know if you've seen that Timberland video, but that thing was egregious, and you probably only know that when you cut it in half. So let's see what's inside. So there are two small differences on the insides of these shoes. The 1-star Pro has a slightly thicker lasting material, which is this layer right here. Like you can see, there's nothing there. This one's a little bit thicker. And the 1-star Pro also has a thicker outsole around your toes. Like you can see, this one just ends here, and this one has like a whole chunk. So like this whole rib right there, you should get some extra rubber protection. Like even in the heel, it's just as thick, and this one's just like nothing's there. That's actually kind of sick. After all of that, all of those numbers, all of these tests, what does this mean to you? Is the skating version actually better? Yes, I will say this 1-star Pro, I would definitely choose this to skate in over this just based on build quality. Like the suede is definitely better than canvas. The foxing and the outsole are definitely, I would much prefer the 1-star Pro over the actual Chucks. And I do like that this has this extra rubber toe cap in there as well. Granted, it's not super great under pressure, but it's better than nothing. And I really do like this denser insole. I prefer it way more over these normal Chucks, for sure, every time. But there are a bunch of things that I don't like in this shoe as well. I really don't like this pointless rubber that goes nowhere. It's literally just in there to fake like there's more rubber in there. Like there is rubber in here. They could have not done that, or just extend it. Like just extend it like, what is that, a couple inches? It's not a huge amount, a couple inches, fellas. This much, it's not that big. You might as well just done it, especially because it's the most important part of the entire shoe. And the suede is a little bit on the thin side. I've seen worse from other companies, so it's not bad. I do like to see 1,000 and more, like I said. But is this worth it? Should you be spending $10 to $15 more on this pair? I'd say they're on par with a lot of other Volk shoes. Like you look at the Vans Currens, which are basically the same shoe for about the same price. I just really wish this extra rubber went all the way. It's got me on something. So if you're actually skating, I would not wear actual Chucks ever skating, like unless you're skating once or twice, because once you do a couple ollies, they're done. I do like that this giant extra rubber, like if this was softer, that'd be a cool feature to put on a more skate specific shoe. I don't know. I feel like this shoe could be a little better. I feel like the average price for most Volks right now is like, it goes from like $65 to $100, but so I feel like it's right on par. It's a pretty average skate shoe. It's just really pointy, and the leather isn't great. All right, so to sum it all up, are these better than normal Chucks? Yes, they're definitely built better marginally. I think these could be built a lot better. Definitely comment below, like if you've skated these, like do you prefer these over Chucks? Do you only skate in Chuck 70s like multiple people that I know? Should I do a Chuck 70 versus this versus more skate Chuck? Because people are very particular with their Chucks, and people that I know that skate Chucks only skate one version of them for their entire lives. So I don't know, a little underwhelming, but it's on par. This just really bugs me. It's really annoying. That's all I gotta say about it. You're catching me on a bad day and it's really bugging me. Let me know what you guys think. Go buy our stuff. It's pretty cool stuff. Go buy my stuff. It's pretty cool stuff too. All right, I'm out. Peace.